Mr. Neurer is our guest today. He's a really special guest because he's also teaching us. And I would like to ask some couple of questions to him, and we would like to go into depth of his career. And yeah, we will start by, I will start by asking you, please can you introduce yourself and share your background? And yeah, before joining the conference, our program SES, and then how is it going right now?
Of course. Thanks for the invitation, Moritz. My name is Lorenz Neuber. I'm 26 years old and I've studied at the University of Applied Sciences at the FH Wels. And yeah, I studied Angewandte Energietechnik, which is the German equivalent of SES. And I'm currently working at Global Hydro Energy as a team lead of the R&D department. And yeah, and I'm also teaching, as you already said, at the University of Applied Sciences, the lecture Hydropower in SES, Master Studies,
Mhm.
and also simulation optimization of IT, so Angewandte Energietechnik and SES.
Yes. And could you also say what motivated you to pursue IIT in FH?
What motivated me? That's a good question. Before that, I was at a higher school of which has had the main focus on international business, and this topic was very interesting. But I thought that the impact of my work is not yeah this it's not how I like it, and therefore I wanted to focus on topics of sustainable energy, since in my opinion, it's the future and it's also necessary to fight and battle climate change.
Mhm.
And at the beginning, I was a little bit scared because I've never had experience with engineering. But yeah, I just tried it out. I applied at the university in Wels, and yeah, today I'm I'm
And
sitting here and
yes,
getting interviewed. So I feel like everything worked out, and yeah, this was the main motivation. And yeah, I think with my work now, I really have an impact on on the environment, on our society. Yeah,
mhm,
that's my main motivation.
yes. And you also studied and now teaching the program. So I think your idea about this question, this particular question, is really important. How would you summarize the SES for IIT program?
How would I summarize it? Hmm. I think it's a little bit of everything.
Mhm.
And this is, I'd say, one major advantage of these studies of this program, because sometimes in the beginning you do not know a lot about the different topics, and therefore you have the possibility to have a view on different point of engineering views. You can have a look at hydropower, wind power, solar power. You have engineering aspects, of course, um, since it is an engineering program, but you also have focus on cultural and business topics, I think especially in master classes. And I think this is something which is very important also for later business life. Because we had a discussion in one of our classes, where some students wanted to know what is better, focus on one thing particularly or have a broad overview. And in my opinion, it's good to have a broad overview of the different topics in the beginning, because then if you would like to focus, you can focus later on. But if you focus from the very beginning on one topic, it's you the question you might arise the question there might arise a question where you ask yourself, okay, is this really the topic which I'm really curious about? And
Mhm.
yeah, if you have a broad overview of everything, it's yeah, it's good.
Yes,
That's
it's good. And a little bit from everything, as you say.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Very
of
good.
everything. And if you want to focus on one topic in more particularly, you have the possibility at the FH, at the University of Applied Sciences to do so.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's a very flexible program. And this is,
You
yeah, an advantage compared to other programs, I'd say.
exactly. And you have 3 semester of education at the end in this last semester. You can specialize a bit more in that topic. And
Exactly.
what was the master thesis that you wrote about? How was it? And was it important, you think, in the career that you pursued?
Yes, absolutely. So, as you said, in the last semester, you are focusing mainly on your master thesis, and the master thesis at the University of Applied Sciences in Wels is mainly always in cooperation with a company, and therefore you are really gaining hands-on experience, and you are already introduced into the working life. You can already build up connections, and it's easier to get your foot into the industry. And my master thesis topic was a CFD simulation of a Francis hydro turbine.
Hmm.
I did it in cooperation with the company I'm currently working at. So yeah, I applied there and worked there as a summer intern. And during my work, I got more curious about the topic, and I had discussion with the professors at the university and with my superiors at the company. And then, we decided for the topic, and I worked on the topic, yeah, I'd say half a year, maybe it was a little bit more.
Hmm.
And and it was a success, I would say. So it was a good master thesis. And then I was asked if I want to continue working at Global Hydro. And
Hmm.
yeah, that's so everything worked out as planned.
You already answered kind of the next question because it was it is how did your experience in the program prepare you for the career, like in the 1.5 years of education and the half years of master thesis with the internship and all of them in total prepared you for the career, and you kind of gave the answer, but would you like to say something more about it?
It prepared me very well. And it was a very smooth introduction. And I think this was very good. I was aware of the fact that there's a lot of there's a difference between theory, like you learn in school, at university, and practical know-how. And since the program at the university is very is focused on practical topics, practical point of view, I'd say it prepared me very well. Of course, I learned a lot during my work at Global Hydro, and I'm still learning a lot
Hmm.
since it's a very complex topic. But the introduction was very good, and due to the broad overview, not only on the hydro sector, but on the energy sector as a whole, it I had a yeah uh, good feeling for the work.
Hmm.
And I knew what people wanted from me and what I can yeah what I can do for them.
Yes, provide
Yes.
them. Yes.
Yeah.
And let's go back to your student life a bit. Could you share some memorable moments or experiences from your times as a student?
Memorable moments. Yeah, there were some, I'd say. So the to be honest,
Hmm.
the at the beginning, the first semesters were pretty hard for me, because there were a lot of new things. I wasn't aware of it, but there was a lot of support from my colleagues. I studied with, so from colleagues who already had more experience. There was a lot of support from the professors and teachers. And after that first and second semester, everything began to run smoothly. So the topics were getting more interesting. So at the beginning you learn the fundamentals of everything. So this might be a little bit dry, but it is absolutely necessary to continue your work. And yeah, so after this third semester, everything began to run smoothly, and yeah, there was less pressure, I'd say, and of course there were multiple possibilities to grab a beer after the lectures, and it was really cool since during the program we were a rather small group. At the beginning we were about, I think, 25 students. At the end, around 20, as I remember. And we had the feeling that we are all in the same boat. And therefore, it was a very supportive environment during classes, but also in our leisure time.
In your free time, especially spending time with
Yes,
them, I think sleep bonding with your colleagues is really important, I think, yes.
exactly, yes.
And about the experience, I would like to go a bit more deep and knowledge. What skills or knowledge you gained from the program, um, which has been really important and valuable in your professional journey?
Which skills?
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah, let's say mainly engineering know-how I gained during the years, the different aspects like mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, hydraulics.
Mhm.
So there are multiple topics I wasn't aware of before. And yeah, this is what I'm doing today as a team leader for hydraulic engineering. Uh, this was probably the most valuable know-how I've gained, but
Mhm.
also the practical thinking, like really to work. So during the studies, we really worked on projects which are relevant. So these aren't any, I don't know, artificial problems. They are
Mhm.
always related to real world problems. And therefore, I've learned um, how to manage those problems and how to solve them, of course, because we always want to solve a problem. And this knowledge I've gained during the program was very helpful for my today's work.
Mhm. Especially the program is oriented in the more practical way of
Yes.
learning. And I think that's deepen the knowledge that you learn, the theoretical knowledge. Maybe you don't know as much as you would learn if you were studying in a university, like not a normal university, but it's a technical university
Yeah.
where we are studying it. Uh, but practical, I think, is deepening this knowledge that you are teaching us. I am learning from other teachers. I
Yeah.
think that's really valuable. And how has your career uh, progressed since you completed the program?
Yeah, it has progressed very good and also very fast. So as I mentioned before, I started as an intern at Global Hydro. After that, I I did my master thesis in the company. Then I worked there as an hydraulic engineer
Mhm.
for 2 years.
Oh,
And yes, and after 2 years, I was asked if I want to do the team lead of the hydraulic engineering team, which was an honor for me. since, yeah,
Mhm.
it was a real honor for me. And now, yeah, so I'd say it has progressed really fast and also very good. And there's the one point I'd like to highlight, because you mentioned that the the program, the SES program, is very practical orientated. I think this is um, something the student who wants to apply for the program has to be aware of. So if you really want to start in the industry afterwards, I can really recommend it. Of course, you can also do a PhD after the program. If you feel like it, you can also do that. But if you're really interested in the practical working, if you want to start your work in the industries and are less interested maybe in fundamentals and theoretical work, it's yeah, I would really recommend it.
Yes. And let's focus on more about the practical part of the program. Can you discuss and tell us any notable projects, internships, or research experiences you were involved during the program?
I was part of a research team during my bachelor thesis, and we were investigating the electrical grid of the European Union and wanted to analyze it with a new software and tool. And this was really interesting because, yeah, because in a very short period of time, I've gained a lot of experience. And yes, this was very, very interesting, especially in analyzing how an electrical grid works, to find out where are the problems, where are the challenges in the future, and also to analyze which impacts do renewable energy systems have on the current existing electrical grid. And yeah, we wanted to find some solutions how to handle them. And of course, we also wanted to find out which influence uh, did it have or does it have on the prices of the
Mhm.
electrical market. So does it always mean that with more renewables, prices are getting lower, or do they have any disadvantages? And yeah, if you're more curious about it, I think
Yeah.
the thesis is public, so yeah.
Yes. And so faculty kind of helps you, I think, because like without their help, I think like joining to this kind of um, projects, I think is not that um, easy. So my next question is like, how did the program's faculty and resources support your academic and career goals?
Um, they supported it very good. So to be honest, I am not aware of any situation where I didn't have the resources which I I would have needed. So I always had all resources. The the teachers are very supportive. So if you have an idea, if you want to try something out with a software, you can always have either a laboratory or a student license for any software. There's even a supercomputer at the university. So if you want to try out more challenging simulations, so more complex simulations with a lot of nonlinear uh,
Mhm.
functions, you could even have these resources. Of course, you have to talk to people, but yeah, they want that the resources are also being used. So the faculty, the teachers, professors, and anybody.
Mhm.
So there is a lot of support.
Yes. Especially the computer lab. We have six different computer lab, and in every lab there is a special, um, let's say, programs which are free for the students.
Yeah.
And yeah, they are really normally expensive, but free for the students. So I think it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. So some of these license would cost thousands of euros per year,
Hmm.
and here you have the possibility to learn this, yeah, software, to learn these tools, to try them out, and also to be prepared for the future. Because if you have only some beginner experience, it's already more than other people would have, especially with, yeah, some niche programs or, yeah, very expensive software.
Do you remember any specific program that you used during your study program, which which was used for a project during the program? For example, I am right now responsible for designing the PV system, which is 20 megawatt peak capacity, and I'm using PVs and also PV case. And normally they cost a lot of money, but it is all accessible in this labs. And did you encounter some maybe similar projects? And did you use the resources of this for this program, for this project in the FH?
Yeah, so we also had, for example, ANSYS for CFD simulations. We did a lot of practical work, a lot of yeah, different kind of simulations of fluids, heat transfer, and so on. And I gained a lot of experience in that class. I think, yeah, it was a master class. And I'm also using this software today in the company I'm working at. So I had the possibility to get to know the software, and therefore the introduction within the company was, yeah, pretty smooth, since I was already aware of how it works, how to manipulate some data, how to change something, and since time is, yeah, very costly, especially in, yeah, in the industry. Uh,
Mhm,
they're very they were very happy that I already had some know-how and showed some, yeah, fast progress.
mhm. Not just the time, also making small mistakes in a job like yours can cause really loss. And I think that's why you were, I think, offered as a maybe as a like the leader, the lead position in your company. Maybe you made lots of mistakes already, and that's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
you didn't need to repeat them because you learned them by using this opportunities in that path.
absolutely. Yeah, this could be a reason.
And about advices, what would you advise to the current students? And also the next question, nearly the same, but not to the current students, to the prospective who applicants who is considering to join our program. So let's start with the current students, and then let's go to the people, to the students who would like to apply.
Yeah, I would, yeah, advise them to ask a lot of questions,
Mhm,
to discuss with teachers. If you don't know something, ask them. If you have a different opinion on something, tell them your opinion. So it's very welcomed to discuss different topics, and because it shows curiosity and interest. And also, I think during discussion, you also learn a lot of new things because you um, get different point of views on different topics. And yes, so I really encourage all students to discuss, ask questions, and yeah, just do not accept how things are. Challenge people. And of course, teachers, professors also make mistakes.
mhm.
And therefore, it's a win-win situation, I'd say.
Yeah, I maybe yeah I like asking questions and I like the behavior that they show us when we ask questions. They can even focus on more. on the answers of our questions rather than the direction of the lecture in that day. Sometimes they are really like taking us our questions seriously. Also, you are one of them, so thank you for that. And about the challenges, what was the biggest challenge that you faced during your study?
Biggest challenge.
Yes.
But I think it was at the very beginning
Mhm.
because everything was new. I wasn't aware of the topics. There were new people. I didn't know them. And so I had to, I needed to learn how to learn.
Mm,
So
yeah.
this was very challenging, especially new topics like engineering topics in general. They are, yeah, completely different from business topics I was used to, and therefore this was the main challenge. But yeah, as I said, there was a lot of support from my colleagues, from other students, a lot of support from teachers. They recommended yeah, they recommended books, literature I can use. They also offer, as far as I know, additional training courses at the beginning of the winter semester, as far as I
Mhm.
know. This was also very helpful because, yeah, before I entered the program, I didn't know a difference between, I don't know, voltage and frequency. Like I
Mhm.
really had no experience at all, and this support courses helped me to manage all these challenges, and this was also very helpful, especially for electrical engineering classes and so on, which
Mhm.
were getting into very detailed, which are getting very detailed, and yeah.
Are you satisfied with your working conditions? Uh, and I know that talking about the salary in Austria, it's a big taboo. Uh, so I'm not asking amount or something, but I'm asking about the conditions. Are you satisfied with your life, and can you afford what you want in your life? You know?
Yes, that's a good question. Yes, I'm very happy in my current position. I have a lot of flexibility uh, in my work. So yeah, there's nothing I think I can complain about. I have a lot of responsibility, and of course, I also get compensated good for this responsibility and
Hmm.
work. But
Hmm.
yeah, if you work hard, because I think there are a lot of people, especially yeah, people my age or younger or a little bit older, who say that hard work is not being valued in today's time. And I really think that, of course, there might be some companies, but there are also a lot of companies who value it and don't get yeah influenced too much by this negative energy because um, people see if you want to do something. Of course, you shouldn't yeah you shouldn't work 24/7. Of course, you have a life, but people see if you work hard, if you like your job, if you're doing it good, it is being valued.
So after all the questions that I asked to you, maybe there are some questions that should be answered. Maybe you think that there are some aspects of the program which is really important, or maybe you just want to say something different. So you have the space. Please feel free to say whatever you want. And thank you for coming and explaining your experiences and insights from the industry. So yeah, thank you for that.
I can really recommend students who think about studying at the university in Wels that they should really know what they want to do. So if you really have your focus on the topic, if you really have the focus on the program, if it fits well to what you would like to do, you can get any support, I would say. So other students, professors, lecturers, also lecturers who are working in the industry and also teaching at the university, they always try and want to help students who are really motivated to do that studies, to do that program. And therefore, I can recommend to, network, talk with people, get to
Mhm.
know them, discuss with them, and yeah, and don't forget that it also needs to make fun. So you should really like what you do,
Mhm.
and enjoy your students' life. There are a lot of activities also at the university. Try to get new people, to get to know new people, and yeah, enjoy your life.
That's nice. That was really nice to hear. Again, thank you for joining and explaining your ideas, your insights, and your experiences. Auf Wiedersehen.
You're very welcome. Thanks for the invitation. Auf Wiedersehen. Bye bye.
Bye.